Say goodbye to that super sweet blueberry pie filling in a can and say hello to your 5-minute homemade version. Welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today I'm going to show you how to make a super easy pie filling using blueberries, but you can even switch out the different fruit and make different types of pie filling with this same basic recipe. It is absolutely delicious and super easy and takes just about 5 minutes. To make your homemade blueberry pie filling, you're going to need 3 cups or 2 pints of fresh or frozen blueberries. You can use either in this recipe and both work out perfectly fine. You're gonna want 2/3 of a cup of sugar. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the sweetness a little bit later in the video. 1/4 teaspoon of fine grind sea salt or kosher salt's fine. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Then we're gonna use 1 1/4 cups of water, but I have it separated, and I have it separated for a reason, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this. So for this recipe, I recommend using a non-reactive pot. This is a 2.5 quart, but anything between a 2 and a 3 quart pot, whether it's stainless or nonstick, as long as it's not like copper or some other type of reactive pot, because that can actually leach some of the metals into your blueberry pie filling and make it taste a little tinny and not so appetizing. So non-reactive pot is key here. You're gonna go on medium heat. We're gonna add in the sugar, which is 2/3 of a cup, granulated white sugar. 1 cup of regular tap water, room temperature, cold, hot, it makes no difference in this recipe. All right, we're gonna set all these to the side here. We can add in the salt right now, that's perfectly fine. Now, with the blueberries, we're gonna do this in stages. So we have a total of 3 cups. You're gonna add in 1 cup right now. And it doesn't have to be exact. That looks good. All right, so we're gonna heat this and stir it occasionally until you see the liquid start to turn a blueberry color, a purple color, or a blue color, whatever you wanna call it. And the sugar dissolves completely. This is very important for getting a really beautiful sauce for your blueberry pie filling. Once your blueberries have come to a boil, which took about 3 minutes for me, let them boil and release some of the juices while we make our cornstarch slurry. So I have 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm gonna put in between 3 and 4 tablespoons of water. Usually I reserve 1 tablespoon of the water in case I wanna thin it out at the end. You wanna make it thicker to begin with. You can always thin it more, but you can't really necessarily thicken it more without doing another cornstarch slurry. All right, mix this up really well. Now add this to the boiling blueberry mixture. We just stir, lower the heat. We're gonna lower the heat down to medium again, and then it's gonna turn this nice, glossy, beautiful purple. All right, we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of fresh or bottled lemon juice and the rest of our blueberries. Turn the heat off and just stir and let it sit for about 5 minutes before you refrigerate it. All right, so 5 minutes later, we have our glorious homemade blueberry pie filling. Oh my gosh, so easy and so delicious. So now pour it into a container, whatever kind of container you want. I'm using this just so I can tell you exactly how many cups it made. And it looks like we have about 3 cups. And then refrigerate it if you're gonna use it as a cold application, like I'm gonna use it to mix in and make some blueberry yogurt. Or let's say you wanted to use it as an ice cream topping. You certainly could put it on warm if you wanted to. Now, the second set of blueberries don't really get cooked, which is what I love about this pie filling. They will cook more if you're gonna use it in a baked application like a pie. And look at that. That is the perfect consistency. Now, once it cools down, you may notice that it thickens too much. You can warm it back up and add a little bit of water to it, and that's gonna thin it out. Okay, so don't worry about that if it thickens too much. I found that fresh blueberries will thicken a little bit more than the frozen ones, just because the frozen ones just have more liquid in them because of being frozen. This looks beautiful. And it has chilled just for about 30 minutes or so. Just enough to put on some cold yogurt and make blueberry yogurt. This is my homemade yogurt. Just mix that up in there. Oh my goodness. There we go. Oh my goodness, that is so good. A little bit more in there. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. This has the perfect amount of sweetness for me. I don't like my pie filling too sweet. If you want it a little bit sweeter, increase the sugar to 1 cup and that will sweeten it up for you, okay? All right, well, don't grab the canned kind, make your own. Just takes 5 minutes.